So we're here outside of Mercurio's apartment. The lady inside is not going to let us in. We do know what Mercurio looks like though. Just like that. So I'm thinking if we can trick her into thinking that we are Mercurio, she might let us in. So let's go to the market. See if we can find those clothes and that hairstyle.
Don't pass. Let's pick something that suits you.
There it is there. That's the hairstyle. Artist bristles. And then we've got the, not the scarred face, the artist tan powder.
A good choice. A good choice.
Don't miss out on the best carpets on the island.
Let's actually just fast travel back to here. Oh no, it was just around the corner. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll go this way.
Boniface, sweetie. Is that you? Ah, old age does terrible things to one's sight. I didn't recognize you at first.
How are you, Mum? I'm ashamed to admit that I've lost my key. Do you have a spare?
For heaven's sake! How many times will you lose that key of yours? Of course I have a spare. You artists all live in your own little world.
Please, accept my thanks.
I would rather accept your rent. You promised to pay me several weeks ago, and I'm still waiting.
I will pay you, I promise, very soon.
You'd better do, my dear. Or else I'll just change the lock. And I won't fall for those cow eyes.
Right, let's head on upstairs. We do have the key to his apartment. Okay, Mercurio is dead. A few other things to have a look at as well. We'll start here with the desk. Okay, knife is missing. There's a blue fiber there on the mirror.
It appears the wine was truly awful.
Broken bottle.
I wonder where he got that fancy camera.
Camera.
Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching. Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here. The chest has been searched.
Someone's looking for a painting.
Red skin, tails on the back. Reminds me of Verda's description of the stolen painting.
Okay, let's take a look at this body.
Judging by post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
A normal kitchen knife. Could be the murder weapon. The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a razor or a knife. Soaked in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was here before the rags.
There's a little room back here, so we'll check this out.
The photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material. Look at this, John. Isn't it our stolen demon?
Okay, let's take a look. So, Mercurio's body lay on the floor in this room. I found a kitchen knife and bloodied rags near the body, bruises on his knuckles. Mercurio's flat. Okay, it has been searched. There's a ruined photograph inside a developer.
The blood has dried.
I've heard of this style of painting. It is called expressionism.
Okay, now this thing appears. It took a little while. That's a little bit strange. Took a little while to appear after I found all of the clues. Or did I not look at that painting earlier? I thought I did. I think it was mentioned earlier though in the cutscene when I entered the room. Okay, so what do we have here? Somebody was searching here for the painting. I don't think Mercurio was looking at it. Looks like somebody came in, was searching through them for some reason. Mercurio came in, spotted him, hit him with a wine bottle. He grabbed the knife and then stabbed him. And finished him off, or regretted what he had done and tried to stop the bleeding with the rag that was on the ground. I think that looks pretty good. And Mercurio was in here developing when he heard a noise, and yeah, he rushed out from here. So I think that looks pretty accurate.
Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in. Mercurio heard him coming. While the thief was searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand. He smashed it across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late. Why did Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him. It's time for some chemical magic, John.
Alright, let's take a look at this painting. Mercurio's death events. Painting is stained with blood. Let's see if we can remove the blood somehow. See what's behind this painting. 2, 1, minus 4. There's a 3. There's a 4 that can be switched. 3, we can go minus 1. 2 minus 4, we just need the 1. Let's bring these two together. Then we need the 2 minus 1. Then I think we're pretty much done. 2, 1 minus 4. That should do it. Still life painting of the room.
That doesn't look like the painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. Let's put it on the easel where it belongs. I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John?
I can spot one difference very easily. That's the skull that's missing from the wall.
I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John?
Anyway, there is a skull back here. So let's go and check this out.
Monster was actually a man. Poor girl. John, you ought to be thrilled. We are now hunting the devil himself.
What were you saying, Sherry? I was too busy sketching the scene, you know, crimes and such like, daily routine. Did you find something?
A photograph. It depicts a man in a red suit with tails sprouting from his back and multiple people in masks watching the scene. It all adds up. But the act of love, it wasn't given willingly, John. It was a violation. And the girl, she was with child.
Give that to me now. Did you recognize someone?
No. Although the victim is not from Cordona, she is African. Look at the ritual scars on her face.
Get that image out of your brain. You have to continue the investigation.
I must speak to the landlady. Perhaps she saw or heard something.
Sherry, you cannot tell her the truth about Mercurio. It will hurt her.
John, that's illogical. Sooner or later, she will come here and discover a corpse, and I still need to talk to her.
Just avoid mentioning corpse, all right? Stick to the character, tell her to call the police.
I'll take that into account.
And wait here. I've redrawn the people in the photograph. Now you can proceed with your investigation without those horrific details.
Okay. So we've got all the evidence we need.
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Can you tell me if anyone else has recently entered the flat?
Oh, you're talking about that limping man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared. And I thought maybe he would motivate you to find money so that you would pay your rent. No offense, dear.
Can you describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't leave your flat that day. He was of average height, had a limp and a tattoo on his neck, and he was smoking Malpal cigarettes. My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course, dearie.
Please call the police and ask them to enter the flat, and don't look inside until they come up.
What? What trouble have you stepped in this time?
It really doesn't matter. Thank you, Mum.
Phew, Sherry, that was close. But you did everything correctly. Now, take off your outfit. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes.
Good point. So let's take a look at this case. Mercurio's flat. There was a stash behind the skull where Mercurio kept a photograph of an African woman being violated by a man dressed as a demon. There's the sketch of the abuser, the redrawing of the pregnant girl. Okay, so we need to pin this. We can also go to the Mind Palace. Photograph of violation. The painter's flat was searched. Visitor might have wanted the photo. Thief was caught by the painter. The painter was killed in a fight. Mercurio's murder wasn't the thief's goal. Okay, the coal footprints. Okay, so the gallery intruder is the same as the thief in Mercurio's flat. The thief wanted the photograph. The thief was at Mercurio's flat to steal the photograph, but found Mercurio instead and killed him in self-defense. Okay. So what we need to do now is figure out where we can go to find this girl. We need to try to find someone who's friendly, who we can talk to. Unfriendly. Hostile. Plays the harmonica. Maybe we're in just a hostile area of town. Turkish. We're looking for someone of African descent.
Merhaba.
I'm fine.
Let's actually go somewhere else. Let's head down to the Grand Serai. Oh, we could even go around the hotel where we started this game. See who we can find around here. Hopefully people are more friendly, sympathetic.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
You look like an honorable man. I have some information for you.
The scars on the girl's face seem to be from Yu's ethnic group tribe. The only place where you can find Yu's people in Cordona is the refugee camp located under Victoria Bridge between Scaladio and Silverton. Thank you for that information. Scaladio and Silverton. A refugee camp. Okay, around here it looks like there could be a refugee camp. There's some little paths. So let's fast travel to the city hall. Then go north. Okay, so that is the camp down there. Is there a path over there? Let's have a look on the other side as well. There are some stairs down there, if I can find a way down. Hear some shouting as well. Here we go.
Beasts!
Murderers!
They're completely livid.
First they come to our land, then they murder our people.
Drop them all into the sea!
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness for a case.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in.
And you are?
I'm Ronald Harlow, here to handle the refugee situation on behalf of City Hall. I'm the acting supervisor here, so I have full authority here to ask you to leave, or I shall order the police to detain you for trying to pass the blockade. Please, step back.
Okay, let's take a look at this guy. Works indoors, poor lighting. Wants to look authoritative. He's overdressed. Stressed. Clean shoes, doesn't get out much. What else? Tries to appear older. Okay. So he's either a tired pen pusher or a dazed formalist. He doesn't seem too tired and indifferent. Probably more likely dazed. Ronald Harlow is a pale young clerk who tries his best to oversee a refugee camp assigned to him by City Hall. He's not very happy with such a responsibility, but he always does things by the book and executes all tasks he is given. However, he lacks the experience to deal with problems outside his writing desk. Okay, that sounds like him.
What about the murder that this crowd keeps shouting about?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
I know you want to deal with this in the right way. You are obviously a professional and a responsible person, but you clearly have never handled a situation like this before.
I am handling it, Mr. Holmes. Don't question my capability here.
And tell me how you do it. You can't even calm this gathered crowd, and as for the police, they're not quite managing it either, are they? You consider yourself a problem solver, but until today, you've been solving problems sitting at your desk in a dark corner of a city hall room. Here, you need a more practical approach.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees end up here exactly?
Oh. So you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
Yes, this whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every City Hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
Are the police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the island, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector. And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity?
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Okay, let's go and take a look then.
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body. 0.
Number 943. Right, there are a lot of points here. A lot of points of interest.
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
Okay, wounded refugee. Character portrait, Ronald Harlow. Camp intruder's body. The crime scene. Right, so we're going to pin this. There's a wounded refugee in the camp. He looks in a bad way. Must find something to clean the wound, something to disinfect it, and something to use as a bandage.
That will kill, not save him.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
Boiled water.
I'll
clean.
use it to create a solution.
Okay. Right, there's the body. I will look at that in a minute.
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading.
Alright, grab the aloe vera.
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell.
Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius bureaucrat came up with this idea?
Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
Okay, so I think we have everything for the wounded refugee. Let's see.
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell.
Right. I guess I should listen in
If
on
they find
these
out about the passage,
guards.
everything will go to hell.
See what they're talking about. Find out what the passage is for. Jack's in office. Oops. Money. Public eye. Take the refugees out. Money, take the refugees out. think that would do it.
If they find out about the...
Oh, there must be something else as well. Something I'm missing there. This one's not
if they find out about
not a
the
difficult
passage,
one. Take the refugee money. Camp lockdown. Okay. Police officers are worried that the situation with the dead body will put the camp into strict lockdown and they will lose the money flow they were earning from their scheme.
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp a little more thoroughly.
Right, so we should ask around, find out what's happening. Let's see if we can help the wounded refugee first.
May I ask for your assistance?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
I wanted to... Wait a minute. Do I not have everything I need to help the refugee? Or something to clean the wound?
I've plated all the ingredients now to prepare the first aid solution.
Okay, I thought I already had the water, but I needed to go back once I had all of the other ingredients. So I need to prepare the solution. Let's go to chemical analysis. See if we can get through this pretty quickly. 2 minus 6, 5. 3 minus 5. Okay, so this is fairly easy. Minus 1. Minus 5, minus 1. Let's put them together. 4, add 1. Let's put those together. 2 minus 6, 5. Beautiful.
Thank you.
This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Can I ask you a question?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
I didn't want to ask him about the wounded refugee. Let's just have a look here. Refugee camp crime scene. What's going on in the refugee camp? Camp intruder's body. Oh, there's so many points of interest here. I guess I should start from number 1. Let's actually go and have a look at the body first.
Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here. A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers. An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something? I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping, John. A violent death. This man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John.
The camp intruder's tattoo. The man found dead inside the refugee camp has a distinctive tattoo on his neck. 2 lines, one over another, with a point at the top. Coal dust under the dead man's nails. The intruder at the gallery did go through the fireplace. The thug also visited Vogel's gallery. Okay. Right, so that's point number 1. I guess that's where he died, just there, by the river. Point number 4, 3, 9. Point number 8 is there. 5, 6, 7. Ah, there's number 2 here. These are the things that were on his body, I believe. He said to check the table.
Malpal, soaked with salt water. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona.
So the intruder into Mercurio's apartment smoked Malpal, so this was obviously him. Had the limp, had the tattoo, smoked.
A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk.
Okay. Okay, among the dead man's possessions are all of that. Okay, point number 3.
Someone bled profusely here. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently.
Okay. Point number 3, some blood. Crack in the crate. Got 5, 6, 7. How am I missing number 4 again? These, oh, there it is.
A furrow in the ground. A blood trail leading to or from the canal.
Okay.
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike. No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon.
Okay.
Someone was dragged against their will.
Someone being dragged out this house here. Okay, so that's the first 7. Then there's 8 is coming back this way. Size 9
Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence. A man's footprint. A heavy boot with a worn-out sole.
Heavy boot with a worn-out sole, and finally number 9.
Clearly a left handprint here. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
These events have fractured into so many pieces. But I know you can collect them all, Sherlock.
Well, I think we have looked at all of the evidence here. We just need to piece together what happened. Right. crowd is gathered at the entrance of the refugee camp. The police are trying to calm people down. The official is here overseeing, and the intruder's body was lying in the sewage canal before police dragged it out. A bloody handprint on a stone near the bridge suggests that the man tried to grab hold of it while falling into the canal. A trail of blood drops on the ground leads to a wooden bridge over the sewage canal. By the bridge there are foot tracks caused by friction. Some crates in the middle of the camp have been toppled and are lying on the ground. One is cracked as if it had been struck. A series of footprints of different sizes covers the campground. One of the footprints indicates a worn-out sole. Near the refugee shacks there are scattered carnelian agate beads, possibly fallen from a torn bracelet. A straight blood splash in the ground looks as if it was sprayed down from a blade. A stick beside it may be an improvised blunt weapon. From the shacks on the far side of the camp there are evident tracks on the ground as if someone had been dragged forcefully. How did the intruder get into the camp? We need to find that out, and we will continue this investigation. But that's it for now.